The moment the gun came out, the entire store froze, breath caught in throats. Fear filled the air like smoke, but one man standing near the checkout with his young daughter did something no one expected. He stayed calm. What happened next didn't just change one life, it changed many. And when the reason behind it was revealed, the world couldn't stop talking about it. Before we begin, if you enjoy powerful, real-life inspired stories that remind us of the good still left in this world, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment below. It really helps the channel grow and allows us to share more meaningful stories like this on your channel name. Now, let's begin. It was a rainy Tuesday evening in a small Midwestern city, the kind of evening where people rushed into stores just to escape the cold and get home. Inside a modest neighborhood grocery store, customers quietly waited in line, tired from long workdays. Among them was Daniel Harper, a 34-year-old single father. He wore a faded jacket, worn sneakers, and carried a small shopping basket with basic items, bread, milk, cereal, and a single frozen meal. Standing beside him was his 6-year-old daughter, Lily, holding a small stuffed rabbit with one ear missing. Daniel had worked a double shift at a warehouse that day. His back ached, his hands were rough, and his bank account was nearly empty. But Lily was humming softly, and that alone made the day feel lighter. Then the doors burst open. A masked man rushed in, shouting for everyone to get down. The sound of a gun being cocked echoed through the store. Panic exploded. People screamed. Someone dropped their phone. Another person began to cry. The robber waved the gun wildly, demanding cash. The cashier froze, shaking so badly she could barely open the register. Lily squeezed Daniel's hand. Daniel slowly knelt down to her level. He didn't shout. He didn't panic. He spoke softly, right into her ear. "It's okay, sweetheart. Look at me," he whispered. "Count with me. 1, 2, 3. He gently turned her face toward his chest so she wouldn't see the gun. He wrapped one arm around her and kept counting, steady and calm, as chaos unfolded around them. The robber noticed. For a brief moment, his shouting stopped. His eyes locked on Daniel not with anger, but confusion. Here was a man, clearly scared like everyone else, yet choosing calm, choosing care. Unbeknownst to Daniel, another man near the back of the store was watching closely. Tall, well-dressed, despite the weather, with sharp eyes that missed nothing. His name was William Grant, CEO of one of the largest logistics companies in the country. A billionaire, a man used to control, power, and boardrooms, not grocery store robberies. William had ducked behind a shelf when the robbery started, but when he saw Daniel and his daughter, he couldn't look away. The robbery ended quickly. The thief grabbed cash and ran. Police arrived minutes later. No one was hurt, though many were shaken. As people slowly stood up, Daniel picked up Lily's rabbit from the floor and brushed it off. "You did so good," he told her with a tired smile. "I'm proud of you." William approached him. "Excuse me," he said gently. "I just wanted to say, the way you handled that with your daughter was incredible." Daniel shrugged, embarrassed. "I just didn't want her to be scared." They talked for a moment, nothing fancy, just two strangers exchanging words after a frightening experience. William introduced himself only as Will. Daniel didn't recognize the name, and William didn't correct him. Before leaving, William asked, "Do you mind if I ask what you do for work?" Daniel hesitated, then answered honestly, "Warehouse loader, nights mostly." "Trying to make it work." William nodded. "You're doing a great job." They parted ways. Daniel went home to a small apartment, helped Lily with her homework, and tucked her into bed. Life went on. Or so he thought. 3 days later, Daniel received a phone call. The voice on the other end said, "Hello, Daniel. This is William Grant." Daniel nearly hung up, thinking it was a prank, but it wasn't. William explained who he really was and invited Daniel to meet him for coffee. Confused and nervous, Daniel agreed. At the cafe, William didn't talk about the robbery at first. He asked about Lily, about Daniel's life, about the challenges of being a single parent. Daniel didn't sugarcoat anything. He spoke about his wife passing away 3 years earlier, about medical bills, about barely keeping the lights on, about working nights so he could be home during the day with Lily. William listened, truly listened. Then he said something that left Daniel speechless. "I've spent my life building companies," William said. "I've watched leaders in pressure. I've seen fear, anger, ego, but I've never seen strength like I saw that night. You chose kindness and calm when fear was everywhere." William slid a folder across the table. Inside was a job offer, not a warehouse job. A management training position at William's company, full benefits, flexible hours, a salary Daniel had never imagined earning. Daniel's hands shook. "Sir, I'm not qualified for this." William smiled. "You're exactly qualified. Skills can be taught, character can't." But that wasn't the end. William also quietly paid off Daniel's remaining medical debt. He arranged a scholarship fund for Lily's future education. He even helped Daniel move into a safer neighborhood closer to Lily's school. When the story eventually leaked to the media, it exploded. Headlines read, "CEO rewards calm single dad after robbery." People called it unbelievable. Some called it staged. But William confirmed everything. In a televised interview, he said, "Kindness is not weakness, it's leadership," and that father showed more leadership in 5 minutes than many executives show in years. Daniel became an overnight symbol of quiet strength. He was invited to speak at events not as a hero but as a father. "I didn't do anything special," Daniel said in one interview. "I just loved my kid." But his story changed how people saw everyday kindness. Employees at Williams' company began sharing stories of compassion. Customers started paying for strangers' groceries. Donations poured into charities supporting single parents. One calm moment had created a ripple. Months later, Daniel stood in his new office, a photo of Lily on his desk. He still packed her lunch every morning, still counted with her when she was scared. He never forgot where he came from. And William? He changed too. He started a company-wide initiative focused on empathy and community support, saying it was the most important investment had ever made. In a world full of noise, fear, and rushing past one another, this story reminded millions of something simple. Kindness matters. You never know who is watching. You never know how one calm, caring moment can change everything, not just for you, but for the world around you. So the next time life puts you under pressure, remember Daniel. Remember Lily. Remember that staying kind, even when it's hard, might just be the most powerful move you ever make. And if this story touched your heart, share it. Because kindness grows when we pass it on.